The 14th century, Europe was a place where books were either carefully written by hand or made using simple wooden presses. This slow and costly process made books rare and expensive, only affordable for the rich and educated. As a result, very few people, less than 15% of the population, could read or write. In this time of limited access to knowledge, a remarkable man changed everything. Johannes Gutenberg, born between 1394 and 1404 in Mainz, Germany, was the son of Religion Swiss-Laden and Elsrich. Gutenberg grew up in a wealthy merchant family and received a good education, which introduced him to different trades. Though little is known about his early years, it's believed he trained as a goldsmith and metal worker, skills that later became very important for his work. In the early 15th century, while living in Strasbourg, Gutenberg worked on making polished metal mirrors, which people believed could capture holy light from religious relics. However, this project did not succeed, and he started exploring other ideas. Just during this time, an idea struck his head. He knew printing presses were inefficient. The main way to make books was block printing, where entire pages were carved into wooden blocks. This was slow and not very practical, as even a small mistake meant starting over with a new block. So instead of carving each letter into the wood, he thought, what about making metal letters which were movable and can be rearranged in any order? This revolutionary idea of modular printing was not entirely new. It had been explored in China centuries earlier. However, due to the complexity of Chinese script with thousands of unique characters, the method had limited efficiency there. In contrast, the Roman alphabet, with its relatively few letters, was perfectly suited for this innovation. Gutenberg's process started with making a small mold called a hand mold, which could produce individual letters or types. He made these types from a mix of metals, lead, tin, and antimony. This metal blend was strong, melted easily, and could be used to make many identical types quickly. Each type was carefully made to ensure the text looked neat and consistent. To go with this movable type, instead of using the water-based ink, which was common during that time, Gutenberg created a special oil-based ink. This ink struck better to the metal types and produced sharper prints on paper or web. He also modified a screw press commonly used to press grapes for wine to apply even pressure during printing. This gave his book a high-quality finish. By 1455, after years of hard work, Gutenberg revealed his greatest achievement, the 42-line Bible, now known as the Gutenberg Bible. This amazing book, which was written in Gothic script, had 1,282 pages, with most of the page containing 42 lines of text in each column. Around 180 copies were made, some on paper and others on vellum. The Gutenberg Bible was not just a technical success, but also a beautiful piece of art, often decorated with hand-painted illustrations. Despite the success of his printing press, Gutenberg faced serious financial problems. To fund his work, he had partnered with a wealthy man named Johannes I. However, disagreements over loan repayments led to a court case, which Gutenberg lost, forced to cover the printing workshop and the equipment, leaving Gutenberg in financial trouble. He spent his final years in poverty and died in 1468, with little recognition for his groundbreaking work. Even so, Gutenberg's invention had an enormous and lasting impact. The advent of the printing press democratized knowledge, ignited a surge in literacy across Europe. Ideas that once remained confined to the elite began spreading rapidly. Nicholas Copernic's heliocentric theory, Martin Luther's thesis, and countless other transformative works found their way into the hands of common people. The printing press became the engine of the Renaissance, fueling scientific revolutions, political reforms, and the birth of modern democracy. The printing press also helped standardize languages by producing books with consistent spelling and grammar. It preserved knowledge by copying and spreading text before original manuscripts were lost or damaged. Gutenberg's printing press transformed the way knowledge was shared. His invention was more than just a machine, it was a stepping stone for a whole new world. His innovation proved that ideas can change the course of human thinking and history.